Hey people, Indra here, 3v3, Typhon Maya, blue team. It's a bunch of chaos fellas. We have Rotinia as a chaos sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, alongside Kasuga 7 with a chaos lord, a durable and destructive hero, walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. Rounding off the team, Kabanyaka as a plague champion, starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get to melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies. This is the Death Guard elite scheme. Red team, Unununium as a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero, walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support, begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Pedro. Alongside SchmusCriminal as a Mekboy, teleporting hero, fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets. Already grabbed the central VP there. And rounding off the team's strongest Latinos as a Techmarine, starts off with the bolt gun, can support with structures and repair, even get a melee loadout going. They are on the south side against the Plague Champion. In the mid, 2v2 fight early on as expected. Heretics trying to get onto the VP but taking a bunch of damage trying to do so. Here comes some sluggers and the double shooters. We have double Termagant Broods for Unununium. Warhammer Brood getting Adrenal Glands very, very quickly. First power purchase there. Expected it to be improved synapse or something. There's some Tzeentchian worship infiltrating stuff. Chaos Lord seems a bit shy so far. Waiting behind a wall. The wall's now been broken by the Chaos Lord's bulk. And now there's a bunch of Daka going in. Kasuga 7 with double CSM. I think they're waiting for the second CSM squad. But they may arrive a bit too late. Doom Bolts chasing off the Hormagaunts with Heretics, who Doom Blast and then leave. Those Hormagaunts are quite low on health. Yeah, going to start dropping models very quickly, so they got out of there. There's some Corn Worship for plus 1.75 speed on Kasuga's units, and the CSM did show up in time to get stuck into this first engagement. The Chaos Space Marines of Rotinia are trying to close for melee on the Termagant Broods, being chased by Pedro, the Hive Tyrant, though. Chaos Lords found some shooter boys, and Chaos, I think, are going to get the central VP back. Patient start from Kasuga, waited for the CSM, and it's paid off. Those CSM getting very low. Can Pedro get a model off them? Not quite. Termagant's trying to melee them on retreat. Couldn't quite get a model though. 180 hit points on 3 models there. Chaos Lord kills a shooter boy. In fact, takes out a squad of them. That was the last model of that squad. Looks like we've got some freebooters here for SchmusCriminal. Hormagaunt Brooder back. Heretics with some Doom Blasting action. Able to tear them up with a CSM fire as well. Very strong start for Kasuga. Pushed all the way through to the natural victory point. Trying to take down the War Banner, but it's taken a while for the Chaos Lord to do it. Loot is in play now for SchmusCriminal. Don't want to overextend too much. Losing a couple of Heretics, that's okay. They lost a Marine. Speaking of Marines, here's a flank from strongest Latinos with shotguns. And those guys popping Kraken Bolts. Needs to run, I think, Kasuga. Those CSM flee. And the other CSM flee. Looks like we have the Night Lord's elite scheme here, by the way. Sluggers with burners help to chase them off. Kabanyaka with Havocs on the way. Kasuga 7 did drop their Heretics there. And we got a Warrior Brood up for Unununium. Already lost a bunch of hit points. This is a heavy infantry squad with power melee damage, providing a basic synapse of their own. And you can specialize that synapse in tier 2 for melee units, which will benefit the Hormagaunt Brood greatly. Termagants on the VP. Sorcerer fell in that engagement, actually. Or that series of engagements, I guess. Strongest Latinos with Devastators on the south side. Plague Champion stomps away, has a turret up, covering this contested power here, and they're triple genning it, so he wants to look after this, I suppose. Also has Havocs. Can cover this approach, maybe. Heretics have an aspiring champion, and they got grenade launchers for disruption. They can disrupt those Devastators there. Although you could just plant the Plague Champion in heavy cover, worship him for Nurgle, and outshoot them probably because of his ability to fire normally under suppression. If you have the patience, you can just kind of outshoot suppression teams. Hive Tyrant Pedro's shown up, snacking on some Heretics. There's some Corn Worship. But they are dropping models very quickly, those Heretics. Need to run. Is he going to wipe them out? And those are brand new heretics as well. Almost got them all. Munching very quickly on them. Oh, we have rending talons. That's why. There was a lot of DPS going in. 458 to 469 on the VPs. Yeah, because those heretics only have 75 DPS, 75 health. And the rending talons do 75 DPS. So every second he was killing one, basically. While also taking time to run to the next one, of course. Chaos Lord flees. We do have Toxin Sacs, Crippling Poison. Pretty vital for fighting a Chaos Lord, I think. Got to stop him somehow. Meanwhile, on the south side, we have Assault Marines in play. And suddenly, they face a Plague Sword. This is a power melee weapon that ignores melee resistance, making it incredibly powerful. Although it doesn't gain damage as the Plague Champion levels up, like other weapons do. Kind of a trade-off there. And you can create some zombies if you can kill stuff with it. Havocs need to reposition here, but they're taking shots as they do so. Warrior Brew trying to get in behind the turret. Here is the assist now from Kasuga, and this could be a vital assist to help this turret survive. Kabanyaka drops their Havocs though. Shooter Boy is getting in there. CSM can melee them. And maybe wipe them? Yes, wipe them. So SchmusCriminal's lost both of his Shooter Boys. I don't think any of them had any upgrades though. The turret survives, the Havocs did not. And more importantly perhaps, they've held on to this triple power over here. Assault Squad jumping in. Need to retarget that turret. It's not being retargeted. Grenade went on it. Now the Assault Marines are in melee, where the turret cannot fire on them. Heretics are trying to repair. Where's the Plague Champion? Trying to get back up there. Are they? It survived again. The Assault Squad went for the Heretics, and I think that meant the turret could shoot them. Not sure if the Heretics could have out-repaired it. We have a Dreadnought on the field for Kasuga 7. Tier 3 for Rotinia. Tier 2 for everyone else. It's a very quick Dreadnought, actually, it feels like. It's very shiny as well. Is it slightly recolored, Night Lords? Slightly shinier blue? Or is it always like that? Plague Champion repairs the turret. And the Dreadnought power bashes. How effective is it at this? It's not too bad. Not amazing, but he can do it at decent range. 422 to 453 on the VPs. Any other war gear? Sword of Flame for the Sorcerer, damage over time and stuff. There's that Plague Sword. We have now improved Synapse for the Hive Tyrant. Mekboy with his big shooter and electric armor. And the Techmarine with a melter gun queued up for tier 2. To go after that Dreadnought, or at least help go after that Dreadnought. Could also get Signum armor, of course. Sluggers have their Nob Leader, and there's a very aggressively placed Shrine from Kasuga 7. That's going to spawn Bloodletters, unless the Heretics get grenaded to death by stronger Latinos scouts. Well played, fellas. Got some Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines for Kasuga 7. Bloodletters up, of course, as well. These are demons with power melee Hellblades. And Chosen Plague Marines for Kabanyaka. Unique to the Plague Champion. Power melee Plague Knives that do damage over time, and they passively damage nearby enemies. Can also create zombies with Noble's Rot. Plague Champion now has Armor of Pestilence, making him very tough, but even slower. Tank Buster Barrage. Almost one shot the turret. I guess it goes down now. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's like no risk to those Tank Busters to do that. I don't think they should replace it then, the turret. Actually, Bloodletters, I think, for Kabanyaka would be a good shout. He could really punish the Devastators then. Weird Boy on the way for SchmusCriminal. A push by the blue team up the south side. Chaos fellas going in for some kills or some power bashes, not sure which yet. Plague Champion leading a line alongside his chosen Plague Marines. Bloodletters persuaded to leave. Some shotgun blast action. Tank Blaster barrages. And there's electric armor doing its thing. There's Noble's Rot as well. So anything with that symbol above their head that dies will create a zombie. There we go. Pity that you only get a regular Slugger zombie for killing the Slugger Nob. Would be cool if you could get the Slugger Nob for a few seconds. Assault Squad able to jump out. Needless to say, it's a very, very bad fight when there's a Plague Champion with Plague Sword and Chosen Plague Marines in there. Not to mention potentially Bloodletters and CSM with Mark of Khorne. Chaos Lord with the Blood Maul and the Icon of Khorne. 397 to 408. Now, I don't know why you would pair this together, because the Blood Maul attacks really slowly. I know you're still getting the heal, but I think it's better paired with the Menacing Visage for the debuffs on hit. 386 to 408. Or just the Dark Halo maybe to make him tougher. Dreadnought on the field now for strongest Latinos. The Techmarine has gone down. Foot of Gork takes out a Heretic. Rotinia now down to CSM and Heretics with a great Unclean One on the way. Sorcerer still level 1. Now Vestments of the Warp coming in. Chaos Lord is level 3. And a level 2 Plague Champion, level 2 Hive Tyrant. Mekboy's level 2, Techmarine level 1 and down. Should get revived though over there. Those are the Mekboys going for it. Is that a Venerable? No, I thought it was a Venerable for a second. That's the Dreadnought I just saw. And some bloody good work so far. Almost wiped out some Mark of Tzeentch CSM. But they do get away. Not a whole lot that Kabanyaka can do about this Dreadnought right now. Decided to go tier 3 rather than get some more tier 2 units up. Chosen Plague Marines don't want to fight it, that's for sure. Need to run, fellas, I think. There's their Death Explosion, which does heal the other models. Noxious Cloud goes in on the Tactical Marines, these guys with a Plasma Gun. Plasma Gun was nerfed a bit a few updates ago. Used to be 30 DPS by itself, now it's 26. There's a Great Unclean One. Creating a cloud of flies. There's a Nurgle Vomit. Hits the Venom Brood. Wipes out the Rippers. Sorcerer teleports in and then leaves. Are they capping? Yep, Heretics are capping. Great Unclean One soaking up damage. This guy passively damages nearby enemies, much like the Chosen Plague Marines. And has some nasty abilities. Just consumed the Heretic there to get some energy back. In the south, meanwhile, Dreadnought is bashing power. They don't want to steal it, I suppose, then. So here's Kasuga 7's Dreadnought with Mark of Khorne. And if Rotinia is paying attention, he could teleport it out to safety if he gets into trouble, maybe. Melter Gun getting shots. Good damage to all targets from relatively short range. There's a Bloodletter teleport. Is it? Was that a Bloodletter teleport? Looked like it didn't go off for some reason. Dreadnought versus Dreadnought action. Tank Busters helping out. Melter Gun helping out. Heretics are repairing and Blood Rage is active, increasing the durability of the Dreadnought, increasing its damage and speed, but you lose control of it for the duration. It's a close fight with the various help going on. Bloodlet is able to teleport eventually. Take out, they took out the Tank Busters, I think. Chaos Dreadnought still going in there, and it's going to lose this fight now. I don't think he should have chased, because the Techmarine was repairing there. And since there's a hero repairing, it'll be a more powerful repair than the Heretics could even do. If they were even repairing, which I don't think they were at the end there. Pedro has found a shrine, takes it down. Couldn't eat it, so he's a bit sad now. Unununium with double Venom Broods. One with ranged Synapse, the other with Death Spitters. 334 to 354. Very close on the VPs then. Lots of action around this southern contested power here. Chaos fellas have retained it actually. It's not noded, but they still have it. Tax will now get on it with a fast cap. And maybe they are trying to steal these 2 gens now. Mark of Tzeentch CSM pumping damage into those Tactical Marines. They are level 3 tax though. Dreadnought will deal with them, of course. Mark of Khorne CSM now chasing the Weird Boy. What's up with you fellas? Oh, you got subjugated. Gets them into more trouble. Great Unclean One can get some free hits now as they retreat. Oh, and does a vomit. Takes out a model. Sorcerer levels the 2. That was a warp vomit from the Weird Boy, one of his starting abilities. Very good one. Chaos Lord getting stuck into some sluggers. That was a kill of the week there. Oh, might have been able to wipe them with those chasing CSM if that shot didn't go in. There's a zap. Is it going to jump to a Marine? No, it's just going to fade away. That zap will jump around to nearby units, friend and foe. Flash kits on the way for SchmusCriminal. Another great Unclean One, this time Kabanyaka. Kasuga 7's down to double CSM. They are both marked and have levels, so they're not a pushover. Needs to get something on the field, though. 2-to-1 cap for the Chaos Fellas at the moment. Techmarine's level 3. Did not get Signum Armor in the end. Devastator's almost wiped by the Chosen Plague Marines. Need to be careful, fellas. Dreadnought's cracking you down. Are those guys going to jump? They've jumped. But not after the Chosen Plague Marines, it seemed like. Or maybe they tried to, but they misjudged it. There's another jump. Can they wipe them? Surely they can. Yes, down go the Chosen Plague Marines. Assault Squad got knocked over a bit, but they're okay. The Plague Champion himself runs. Kabanyaka just kept those guys in a fight with the Dreadnought for way too long there. Marco Zink CSM for Rotinia. With the Aspiring Champion as well. Sluggers are right there, though. These guys are too far forward at the moment. I guess they were trying to shoot something else. Moved up to shoot something else. Great Unclean One. A lot for it to take on, but he's a tough bastard he is. Look at him. 61, 25 hit points. Super heavy infantry armor, so he's shrugging off a bunch of that piercing damage. Not so much the plasma gun and the venom brood, though. Seismic Roar. Not going to do a lot to a Great Unclean One. Carnifex on the way for Unununium. Rotinia has a tank, so does Kasuga 7. Where is Kabanyaka's Great Unclean One? It's on the south side. Dreadnought's been amazing so far, getting the Dark Age of technology upgrade. More hit points. Very much deserved, I think. And Inspiration gets better. 24% damage increase on Inspiration now. It's kind of nuts. Mark of Khorne tank. That was a dangerous place to get a mark. Oh, I think he cancelled it, actually. What about this one? No mark for this one yet. Getting some decent shots. Down goes that tank. Rotinia overextended it a bit there. Got a mark in a silly place. Did cancel the mark, but I don't think they cancelled it quite soon enough to get it moving. Has a decent amount of resources still. Goes for Noise Marines, most likely with a Blast Master. Because this becomes a massive meat grinder, this VP here. 334 to 256 on the VPs. There's a Carnifex. Going for Thornback. Ouch. Flash kits just decimating those heretics there. CSM again getting a bit too close. They need to plant their feet further back and get shots on the Hive Tyrant if it tries to approach. Making it too easy to get engaged. Sorcerer runs. Red team looking strong now through the middle. The Great Unclean One of Kabanyaka is where? Up here? Oh, he's pushed all the way up the south side. Fighting the Dreadnought. Should be able to take it out even with repairs. It's holding on. They're able to repair fast enough, apparently. Now the Techmarine's helping as well. And the Mekboy's helping. Great Unclean One may need to just leave. Yeah, Melter Gun's doing huge amounts of damage. So will the Flash Kits. Is Rotinia paying attention here to get this guy out of trouble? Might need a warp here. Doesn't get it, and the Great Unclean One goes down. He's going to have now a big old laugh and explode. Will do huge damage to anything nearby, but they all backed off. 2 Chaos Predators now for Kasuga 7. No marks on them yet. And there's the Blast Master. Gets a really good shot immediately. Killed a Flash Kit, I think. Now, tanks are good versus Flash Kits. They can't really damage vehicles. But, of course, those Venom Broods are around. And there's a Beamy Looter. No, it's a regular Looter. Mekboy with a custom force field now. We're going to see double Mark of Nurgle from Kasuga 7 on his tanks. Makes them very, very tough. Not quite as good at taking on large targets because the autocannon gets a Nurgle effect on the shell. doing damage over time, but good versus infantry. Their heavy bolters also get some damage over time. Great Unclean One of Rotinia mixing it up, gets another good cloud of flies. Strongest Latinos shows up though. Gets a good jump on the CSM. The Mark of Zinch fellas, yeah. Vanguard veterans will mess them up. Foot of Gork is actually well dodged by Kasuga 7 there. Tanks are getting decent shots on the Carnifex, but as I said, they're not great at taking on large targets to the Mark of Nurgle fellas. Doesn't want to lose the other Great Unclean One. Needs to be careful with this big fella. Rotinia, of course, much more likely to be paying attention to his own Great Unclean One, but was just standing around there and dies. Big mistake. And there's a Rocks. May need to repurchase the Sorcerer. There it is. Just so things can be warped out, and the Rocks takes out on a tank. That Space Marine Dreadnought still going. Absolute heroic Dreadnought over there. Oh, Terminators are in. Going to use their Power Fists on the Great Unclean One. Chaos Terminators in for Kabanyaka. Looks like the Great Unclean One's okay. What about those CSM? Oh, that was an Aspiring Champion Heretic, I think. Or Heretic Aspiring Champion. 230 to 256. Big losses for the Chaos team. All 3 heroes down as well. How did you go down again? Weren't you repurchased? Did you just teleport back in there and die, or did I just not see you get repurchased in the end? Another weird boy on the way for SchmusCriminal. Red team now looking very strong. Blue team do have a decent amount of VPs to try and mount a comeback, but it's going to be difficult, I think. Kasuga 7 gets another tank. Rotinia's got some heretics and some Chaos Terminators of his own, with autocannon in play. Kabanyaka also with autocannon. A good generalist upgrade with good damage to all targets. Now we have a multi-melted Dreadnought at level 3. Awesome. Not an upgrade we get to see very often. 197 to 256. Is anyone going to repurchase? No heroes on the field is a big loss. Looks like Unununium were just throwing away some termagants there to free up some population, maybe. Has a second Carnifex now. And Terminators will try to cap. They're going to take outrageous amounts of damage, though, with Flash Kits there and the Death Spitters as well. So the Sorcerer has been repurchased. Are you able to warp an allied corpse around to revive it? I'm guessing no. 170 to 256. A push on the power from strongest Latinos. We have an unmarked tank here. It might be worth getting Mark of Zinch because there's 2 Carnifexes in play and the Dreadnought still. But maybe just Mark of Khorne. The general damage buff. Meanwhile, we have some Mega Rumbler from a level 7 Mekboy. Great Unclean One's going all the way through. Wants to get that weird boy down. He's taking huge amounts of damage though, the big fella. Gets warped out to a relatively safe position. Still needs to run back to base though. Not sure that push was worth it. This tank taking a lot of damage. Kasuga needs to back it off. 140 to 256. The tank goes down. Just sat there taking shots. Not sure what Kasuga was looking at there. CSM also wiping in play. Another Chaos Predator. Chaos Lord is back to his feet. Got revived, I guess. Not sure. Oh, Dreadnought's down. But so is the other Predator. Because of the Cyclone Missile Launcher took it out, I think. 122 to 256. Red team in the ascendancy for sure. They should be looking for a triple cap here, I think. It's not always easy to realize and recognize just how much damage your opponent's taken on a 3v3. It's very frantic. The Hive Tyrant now with Psychic Scream. Very good for team fights. You can debuff like 2 entire armies with that. It's amazing value. Tyrant formation. They can tough it out, I think. Some power bashing. Some more harassment. Another Chaos Predator for Rutinia. How many have there been? Kasuga 7 got the other one out as well. Going for Mark of Khorne this time. They might need a really good nuke. Kasuga 7 can drop a nuke. Ouch. Terminator is dropping models to the Vanguard veterans who are now level 4. 26, 62 hit points. Blue team are taking the mid back. There's a Nob squad. You might see some sweeping doom against it. Chaos Lord gets the cap. Kill the weak misses. Really nice Nurgle's Vomit there, actually. Nob squad got messed up. There's the Mark of Khorne Chaos Pred. Rutinia goes Mark of Nurgle. Could maybe kill the Mekboy there. There's a Mega Rumbler. Stunning the Great Unclean One, who now takes outrageous amounts of damage. There's some Tzeentchian worship. And an Abyss from Kasuga. Not the best hit, but it did make a bunch of stuff retreat. Can they keep stabilizing here a bit and get some strength back in the mid? Here comes a Shrine from Rutinia. That's going to fire Tzeentch bolts. And also grant some defensive bonuses to his nearby units. I think it's 10% per Shrine, isn't it? And they stack up. I think they stack up 3 times. All is not lost. They don't have many units, but they have pretty strong units. Some leveled up CSM, some tanks, some Terminators, a Great Unclean One. But it's not like the red team are pushovers. They got 2 Carnifexes, a Nob squad, 2 Flash Kits, Terminators. And strongest Latinos is floating resources here. They may be waiting for just more Terminators to come in. It's a 7-minute cooldown for Terminators. It's quite long. So maybe worth dropping a Venerable in. Plague Champion having a go at the VP here. If nothing else, it keeps them occupied for a bit. And the Icon of Nurgle is in. With the constant damage around him. 2 enemies. A Khorne Shrine now with spawns Bloodletters. They are worshipping the Tzeentch Shrine, so the bolts shoot more often. 86 to 187. Another Great Unclean One for Kabanyaka. And more Blast Master Noise Marines potentially from Kasuga 7. But can they withstand this push from the red team? Everyone's here. Tank's getting way too far forward. I think it was trying to target something that moved back. There's a Rocks. Las Cannon leaves. I think the Las Cannon was wiped. They tried to leave. Nob squad. Oh, they get subjugated just in time. They were just about to start whacking on the tank there. Now they're trying to shoot down the Sorcerer. But the subjugate did the job. It got them away from the tank. Chaos Terminators got torn up, but they get away. Well, they held as much as they could. They delayed them as much as they could to try and get some more units in. There's a Venerable Dreadnought dropped in by strongest Latinos, unique to the Techmarine. Don't want to lose a Great Unclean One here, Rutinia. Can they warp it out? Apparently not. It goes down. Maybe the warp was used already and they didn't have the cooldown. Plague Marines coming in for Rutinia. Another Great Unclean One. Oh, but down go the Terminators. I think the blue team are done for now. If they got that Great Unclean One away and got those Terminators away, maybe they could have pushed back. That's a good nuke, though. That's a very good nuke from Kasuga 7 again. Very good. And it did do quite a decent amount of damage to the Orks. The Nob squad took a bunch of damage. These Flash Kits took a bunch of damage. But I don't know if they can get back in a minute. That nuke has given them hope. Because there is another Great Unclean One. Both the tanks survive. They still have some Terminators. Although they need to reinforce, which isn't cheap. All the heroes are up. Including a Plague Champion with a fist now, which is great for capping. I really think the Chaos Lord should have got the Demonic Visage to debuff things. 73 to 145. Great Unclean One tanking damage, taking a lot of it, but facilitates the cap maybe for the Chaos Lord. Chucks out some vomit. Now needs to back off, I think. Las Cannon is snaring movement. And the tanks get the Venerable down. Good shot from the Blastmaster there. The Venerable has gone down. That's Stoicism. An awesome Bioplasma shot. There's Warp. Did it work? It did. 49 hit points on the Great Unclean One. Saved by Rotinia. Well played. Oh. Chaos Lord just got destroyed by a Carnifex. 73 to 114 on the VPs. Chaos Fella's not giving up here. I thought they were out a bit a couple of times. Another Blastmaster on the way for Kasuga 7. First one's doing well. Getting some good shots on those flash hits. Also, the blob of Tyranids ranged units could be a good target. Yeah, can't knock over the Hive Tyrant. Pedro gets the cap and backs away. Has the Venom Cannon. Another Great Unclean One, this time from Rotinia. So both of those players have got 2 each so far. Kabanyaka's is being healed up at base. It's percentage base healing, so it shouldn't take too long. Meanwhile, Vanguard Veteran's saying hello. Getting suppressed by the Doom Blast, and the Blastmaster's able to stay in play there. Oh, but not for long. Foot of Gork. Dodged, but forces the retreat. 51 to 111. These guys are indeed getting a Blastmaster. Is that what the gun's called, a Blastmaster? Or is that just what the upgrade is called? I don't know. Does it tell me? A powerful artillery weapon, yeah. I guess it's called a Blastmaster. 37 to 111. 2-1 cap for red. Bioplasma knocks off the Sorcerer. Where's the Plague Champion? Oh, he's down. Oh, he went for this look. Maybe he actually got it. I'm not sure. If he decapped it or something. I don't think so. Sorcerer's down now. All 3 of them are down. I've said it before, but I think the blue team are done for. Losing all your heroes is rough. Blastmaster sets up. Oh, what was he trying to do? Oh, he's trying to chuck an orb there, I think. Does chuck it. Draining energy off the Great Unclean One. Throws up the marked target as well before he dies. Here's the second Great Unclean One teleported into the fray because the Sorcerer's corpse was there. Vanguard Veterans in the back line, though. Doing a lot of work. But here's the push. Down to 4 VPs. Plague Marine trying to cap. Now it's Terminators capping. One of the Great Unclean Ones having to back off. Second one still in there. And it's a 1-to-1 cap now. Terminators cannot survive that. Look at the damage. Vanguard Veterans cleaned up a bunch of stuff, I think. Terminators trying to finish off this Great Unclean One. And they may be able to. Oh no, subjugated. They got subjugated. They are being pulled back into a dicey spot, but I think they're going to be fine. GG says strongest Latinos. The Chaos Fellas put up a hell of a fight, but they just weren't able to sustain some big losses along the way. Cost them. And there it is. Red team take it. Level 5 Sorcerer. Level 7 Chaos Lord. Level 6 Plague Champion. They got decent levels, but I feel like I just get the sense that the heroes could have been used a little bit better in fights. I think Demonic Visage was the way to go. Just hit something, you could debuff a load of stuff. Level 6 Hive Tyrant. Pedro did well. Mekboy level 10. Must have DAC'd a whole bunch of heretics, I guess. And a level 7 Techmarine. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.